Happening now, a fire has broken out in the University of Alabama's Moody Music Building. We took a look at the damage so far. Next.
WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Fire crews engage with a fire at the music building on University of Alabama's campus. CBS 42 reports Tuscaloosa fire rescue crews were alerted to a fire at UA's Moody Music Building around 4 p.m. today. University of Alabama police officers also responded to the scene. There have been no reports of injuries, and the cause of that fire remains unconfirmed. Now, there is no fire in the interior of the building, only the foam roof insulation. TFR Chief Randy Smith says firefighters are unable to directly access the roof due to the danger of possible storms, and there's not yet an estimate on the damage to the building. 4 fire crews are working to protect band uniforms and instruments from the flames. Authorities called in additional personnel to assist in the 3-alarm fire. Over 150 Mississippians have lost their battle to COVID-19. Lafayette County has had 3 deaths, and Saturday, Ole Miss students, faculty, and staff received the unsettling news that COVID-19 claimed the life of one of their own. Kevin Malloy, an instructor in the Department of Writing and Rhetoric, passed away on April 16th at the Baptist Memorial Hospital. He taught speech and has been with the university since 2006. Malloy's wife, Dr. Rona Justice Malloy, also tested positive. She's a professor in the Department of Theater and Film. She has requested that expressions of support can be shown by patronizing a local business or restaurant and by supporting those who need it at this time. The university remembered Malloy as a kind and respected colleague who will be greatly missed. The Mississippi Department of Health reports 300 new cases of COVID-19 with 7 new deaths. The total of Mississippi's cases since March 11th now stands at more than 4,200 with 159 total deaths. 2 new long-term care facilities have also reported COVID-19 cases. The Mississippi Coronavirus Hotline is the best way to get your questions about the virus answered. You can call anytime at 877-978-6453. Well, nearly 750,000 Americans have now tested positive for the coronavirus, and over 41,000 have died. Federal health officials say they're closely watching outbreaks in Massachusetts, Chicago, and Ohio. This as protests and stay-at-home orders are taking place in many states. Meg Oliver reports from Newark, New Jersey.
As morgues continue to overflow in New York City, these construction workers have been deemed essential in order to construct shelving for dozens of refrigerated trailers. Still, New York's daily toll of coronavirus deaths hit its lowest point in more than 2 weeks. And the state's governor announced an antibody testing survey will begin Monday, a first step in an effort to reopen the economy.
I know people are eager to get on with life. We have a very small margin of error here as we navigate going forward.
But protests pushing back against stay-at-home orders ramped up over the weekend in about a dozen states, and more are scheduled for Monday.
It's the flu. The people who have poor health are always the most vulnerable. God bless them.
Protesters say they're encouraged by President Trump, who has accused some state governors of going too far with stay-at-home orders. Last week, he tweeted, "Liberate Minnesota, Michigan, and Virginia." But some Republican governors say the president is sending mixed messages.
The president's policy says you can't start to reopen under his plan until you have declining numbers for 14 days, which those states and my state do not have. So then to encourage people to go protest the plan that you just made recommendations on Thursday, it just doesn't make any sense.
U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin expects the White House and Democrats will reach an agreement Sunday on a new $450 billion stimulus plan to boost the now drained loan program for small businesses, help hospitals, and increase testing.
That'll be a terrific impact on small business, and it'll also cover unprecedented program of $25 billion for testing.
The stimulus plan could go to the Senate Monday, the House on Tuesday, and the president's desk for a signature on Wednesday. Meg Oliver, CBS News, Newark, New Jersey.
The New York Times reports the CDC admits to breaking protocol in the nation's first coronavirus tests. The first tests were contaminated, delaying the federal government's efforts to control the outbreak. The Mississippi Department of Health and the University of Mississippi Medical Center announced upcoming locations for COVID-19 testing across the state. One of the one-day testing sites will be held in Montgomery County. On Tuesday, April 21st, Winona Recreation and Parks will host the drive-through tests at 300 Recreation Drive. This site is only for residents who are screened as high risk for having COVID-19. Now, the fastest way to get screened is through the C Spire Health app, or you can call 601-496-7200. Anyone determined to be at low risk for infection will receive instructions on social distancing, home isolation, and self-care, and they will be told to call back if their symptoms worsen. An inmate serving 10 years for felony DUI dies Saturday morning. Mississippi Department of Corrections says 51-year-old Richard Rimmer died in the hospital at Mississippi State Penitentiary at Parchman. Rimmer has been in prison since July of 2019. He was sentenced in DeSoto County. Sunflower County Coroner Heather Burton says his death appears to be from natural causes. Burton stated that Rimmer was terminally ill.
Well, as we were hoping yesterday, the worst of the severe weather actually stayed down to our south. Several tornadoes near the Hattiesburg area overnight, over the past few hours tonight. But we were spared the worst, fortunately, but we still had plenty of heavy rainfall, thunder and lightning through the day. All of that is finally, slowly but surely, sneaking its way out of here. We do have this one final batch of showers, maybe a couple of strikes of lightning coming through the northern portion of the area. That's going to be through here in the next hour or two. Overnight, really, we're going to clear up. By midnight, I think most of us will be dry. Certainly by the time you wake up tomorrow, we'll be dry. Just a few clouds to start off the day, but sun will return. There's more rain on the way, of course, here in Mississippi. I've got the full details on that coming up in just a little bit. Cash.
All right, thanks, Trevor. Well, April in Mississippi usually means flowers blooming and severe weather. And although you aren't supposed to rely on tornado sirens, many people do. This means when a siren is down, some people don't know about warnings. Our Savannah Gato goes to a southern Lowndes County town looking for alerts.
Severe storms have swept across Mississippi 2 weekends in a row. This means it's important to know how to get a warning and when to take shelter. But in Artesia, the town's tornado siren is broken.
The tornado siren actually is not working right now. It's one of the older sirens, and initially we were trying to find parts to repair the siren, but with it being an older siren, the siren came in the later part of the 90s. And with it being an older siren, we just thought the best now that we just need to go ahead and just get a new siren.
Lowndes County EMA Director Cindy Lawrence has met with Artesia's mayor and is in the process of getting a new functioning siren.
With the COVID-19 and all the things that's going on, I do not know the exact date that we'll be able to get that siren installed. We're hoping to have it complete at least by the end of May.
Even without that alert, there are still ways you can find out when a possible tornado is approaching.
A great way to stay informed about the severe weather is actually a weather radio. They're about $30 at Kroger or any grocery store, and you can set them to go off for whenever your county's put under a warning. And we always say it's a great thing to have multiple ways to get your weather alerts because one can always go out, and especially those tornado sirens, they're meant to be heard outdoors.
Although Artesia doesn't have a storm shelter, there are several ways to find out where you and your family can ride out a storm safely.
We've got plenty of community storm shelters around our area. Our local municipalities have done a great job at building those local shelters with grants from FEMA. We've actually got a list of those on our website. You can go there and find out where the closest one is to you. That's always a good bet. Where you don't want to be is in a mobile home or in a car. It's a better bet to just find a restaurant or a gas station to get inside as opposed to being in one of those.
Well, of course, the WCBI app has all of the weather information that you need. And when there is a tornado warning in our area, you can also find our meteorologists here on the air, on the radio, and on Facebook. Coming up, Trevor has a brand new WeatherWise segment. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us. Getting your children to eat healthy can be a tricky process. And today on Mom to Mom, a sneaky way to get your kids the proper nutrients without them even knowing. Take a look.
Today on Mom to Mom, we've got a sneaky way to get those good nutrients into your kids' breakfast. All right, guys, I've got Dr. Miller here. He's going to show us how to make a nutrient-dense protein shake. Our kids are going to love them.
Yes, this is great stuff, guys. All right, so very quickly, we are doing some precise measuring here. We want to start with some spinach. You can also do some kale. It's a big handful, okay? You want to definitely do it plenty of spinach. Now we're going to do some chocolate chips and some maple syrup to sweeten this up. Do some organic chocolate chips, some organic maple syrup. Really good to process. Now, some almond milk, all right? An alternative to dairy milk, almond milk, cashew milk, coconut milk. Now I want to get our protein in there. So this bone broth protein, a scoop's going to give you 20 grams of protein, amazing source of protein. And then to make it taste good, we want to put some cacao powder in there. Again, putting some on Mandy and
That's
some
all right.
here.
I like
Guys,
it.
Now you've got yourself a lovely smoothie. Blend this baby up.
I think my kids are really going to love this.
Yeah, well, let's have you give it a try because
right.
this is such a great way to get so many nutrients, and your kids think they're drinking chocolate
Especially
milk.
for breakfast, right?
Absolutely.
Minty, it's pretty good.
It's awesome.
I love it so much. We'll have this recipe up on our Facebook page as well. Dr. Miller, thank you so much for showing us this smoothie. As always, moms, we'll see you on the next Mom to Mom.
When you're watching the weather forecast, you may hear meteorologists discuss what's happening far up in the atmosphere. But how do we get that information? Well, meteorologist Trevor Burchett explains in this week's Weather Wise.
Meteorologists rely on all kinds of incredible technology to provide you with the forecast every day. We're talking about Doppler radar to determine where it's raining, numerical weather models to help us predict, and even our graphic system to bring you the forecast at home. But when it comes to measuring the conditions far above us in the atmosphere, it comes down to an old-fashioned balloon. Twice a day, the National Weather Service in Jackson, along with dozens of other sites across the country, release a box of instruments tied to a balloon. These instruments measure temperature, dew point, and wind speed upwards of 25,000 feet above us. That's nearly as high as airplanes fly. Meteorologists then use these measurements to determine whether it's going to rain or snow, the potential for severe weather, cloud layers, and much more. Here's a look at a video from Mississippi State University earlier this year. You see there's the balloon and there's the box of instruments. She's going to release it, and there goes the box, measuring temperature and all those other details far up into the atmosphere. Now, all of this data goes back into the computer models to improve the forecast we create every day. Here's a look at the jet stream, how fast the winds are going up in the atmosphere, and the only way we would know this is with the help of a weather balloon. Who would have thought that a balloon would have such an impact? Now, do you have a weather why that you want answered? Remember, you can submit your questions to us, and you might see them in the next segment. For now, I'm meteorologist Trevor Burchett.
WeatherWise is brought to you by 4-County Electric Power Association. Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Trevor Burchett.
Lots of rainfall all across the area today. You can see that play out perfectly on the Alpha Insurance Camera Network time lapse today. Several rounds of heavy rainfall, some thunder. It seems like it just would never end. It finally is starting to get out of here, but if you were like me looking out the window today, you noticed all that rainfall. You might have even noticed a little bit of flash flooding in some spots. As a matter of fact, our latest rainfall estimates have like I said, an estimate of 6 inches of rainfall through Noxubee County over into Pickens County. Now, the actual values might be a little bit lower than that, but still, the fact that the radar is estimating these high values goes to show you how much rain fell. In the Golden Triangle, anywhere from 3 to 4 inches. North of I-22, generally below an inch, but still, everybody picked up on some pretty heavy rainfall at times today, and there's still some heavy rain out there right now. Now, one of the heavier spots that was hit with the rainfall was in Louisville, and this video was sent in to us from a viewer, Susan Graves. She's actually driving down a neighborhood street on the east side of town, and you see all that water ponding up in people's yards, on the road, all over the place. Tons of water out there. That's going to take some time to go down. Could result in some more localized creek and river flooding here in the next couple of days. Of course, we're going to keep a close eye on that. If you happen to see any flooding on a roadway, remember to turn around, don't drown. It's not worth risking your life or your vehicle to drive through. Here's a current look at the radar. The heaviest stuff has moved off to our east, leaving a lot of us dry right now. We do have one final batch of showers, a little bit of thunder in this as well, coming through Tupelo, Houston, right there along Highway 45. That's going to be coming through the Golden Triangle here in the next hour or two. After that, we will be all dry as we get through the evening. Here that is on Futurecast. You see just a few remnant showers here. By the time we wake up tomorrow, though, we will be all dry. We will see the clouds hang around through the morning, but I think by the afternoon, we will see plenty of peaks of sunshine. So again, tomorrow, just a few showers, maybe a little bit of thunder through the night tonight. And as we go into your day tomorrow, we're going to wake up to a little bit of cloud cover, but generally partly cloudy with plenty of sunshine as we get into the afternoon. Highs right there around 73 degrees for your Monday. Tuesday looking nice as well, a little warmer, 77, but our next weather maker is going to come in here by the middle portion of the week. We've got the thunderstorm icon on Wednesday, but really most of the day Wednesday is looking dry. What's going to happen is this storm system is going to come in from the west in the evening hours of Wednesday. So by 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, we'll be seeing some showers and storms fire up. The best chance for storms, though, are going to be overnight Wednesday into Thursday. So some of these could be on the stronger side. We're going to have to keep a close eye on this one, but you see this is 3 a.m. and that's when the worst of the activity would be moving through our area on early Thursday morning. So again, really nice weather for the next couple of days to start off the week. Enjoy it while you can, because we're going to have that overnight round of showers and storms Wednesday into early morning Thursday. Most of Friday looking dry too, but we're going to copy and paste that all over again. Another round of storms overnight Friday, lasting into the day on Saturday. Highs generally staying in the mid to upper 70s.
Spring usually brings tons of outdoor activities, and now some of those activities are coming to your computer screen. More on the Stay at Home Fest next. Stay with us. Everyone, it's pretty common to see festivals throughout the area every spring, but this has been a very uncommon spring, and now the arts that you normally see at a street fair are playing on your computer. WCBI's Tyler Hull tells us how.
Starkville should have used Sunday to clean up after the Cotton District Arts Festival. However, COVID-19 put a dent in this year's plans and required organizers to reschedule. Ready? The event normally has plenty of food and music. With the coronavirus spreading through the community, a new idea to share the arts is making its way to Facebook.
And the goal is to provide online content for the public while they are at home, and whether it's for entertainment or whether it's to help parents who are homeschooling their kids, it really serves both purposes, and at the same time helps get income into the hands of a lot of artists who've lost their jobs.
Starkville Area Arts Council Executive Director John Bateman says the virtual Stay at Home Fest event allows artists that have been laid off due to COVID-19 a place to play.
So one good place to start is to go to the Stay at Home Fest MS Facebook page, because all other organizations who are participating in that are creating events and posting them there and on their organization website. And in those events, it'll tell folks, most of the stuff is live streaming through Facebook. There's been a few things that have live streamed through Instagram, but to go to that Facebook page, that's really the best way, because then you can sort of see what's going around the state.
Stay at Home Fest will continue with the help of other area arts councils, as long as there is interest. Tyler Hull, WCBI News.
For the full list of scheduled events, you can visit our website at WCBI.com. Coming up, a sexual assault victim finds empowerment in sharing her story with others. That story next. Welcome back in, everyone. On a more serious note tonight, nearly 1 in every 5 women have been raped in their lifetime. And this month is National Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Tonight, we're hearing from one survivor who's dedicated to being the hope for those who feel they don't have a voice. Our DeAndrea Turner has more.
It almost felt like time was still.
LaDeja Turner was set to celebrate on New Year's Eve her freshman year of college. It was supposed to be a fun night with a new beginning, but it started a chain of crushing days and a dark secret.
I have a friend who's, I kind of grew up with her, and so I was with her older brother, and I felt comfortable around him, and he sexually assaulted me. I just remember my best friend, like we were in another room of the party, and my best friend came in, and she ended up like getting him off of me.
Like 40% of female sexual assault victims, Turner knew the person that sexually assaulted her. She and her friend kept that secret close to their hearts.
I went a whole year and I just didn't talk about it. I didn't tell a soul.
Eventually, Turner found an outlet online.
When I made my my blog post, it was really just a way for me to come out to my family because nobody knew. So that was like how I came out to my mom and my dad, and I posted it on my Twitter. And after that, like a bunch of women just started DMing me.
I'm your host, LaDeja Turner, and welcome to Breaking.
Now she's using her platform to help.
So at that point, I felt like I needed to do something. So that's when I created a podcast called Breaking the Silence.
She's publicly reclaiming her and other survivors' voices.
And I basically just talk to sexual assault victims and who have talked about what happened to them so that other women can hear it and can feel comfortable telling their story.
She says at times it's hard to talk about it, but it's a discussion that must be done.
Sometimes it gets very overwhelming because I'm still a survivor and I can still be triggered, but making that sacrifice for someone else to come out and to talk about what happened to them and to cope, that makes me feel great.
Turner wants survivors to know that they have a voice.
It's okay to tell your truth. Never let someone bully you or scare you into not, I don't even know how to say it, into not wanting to own what happened to you. It's okay to be a survivor.
Thank you all for joining us, and from all of us here at WCBI News, good night.